June, get ready. You're going to your auntie's.
I don't want to go to my auntie's.
You're only going to be there a few hours.
No, I don't want to go there because my cousin always messes with me.
But tell his mama.
Hey, it's LaJune, Mind, Health, and Wellness with LaJune. I am here with my favoriteest, greatest friend, Tamica Lloyd. She is a relationship coach, mindset transitional coach, motivational speaker, podcaster of Lloyd Health Revolution, author, diabetes coach, integrative nutrition, health, and wellness coach. Tamika, you know it's always a pleasure to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I love being on here with you. You know it.
Yes,
Laughing.
my sister from another Mr. and Mrs.
That's right. That's right.
My text buddy. We text all day, send voice notes to each other all day. So
That's right. I need my voice note on my text, so I'll be like, "What's up? What's going down?" I got to get my car, and you already know I don't like doing that, but I will go.
girl, you ain't driving no.
No,
Your husband gonna drive you.
there's something wrong. Let's go. Let's go. You absolutely right about that. And you would try everything too.
All right. Can you give a background on yourself for the people in the back that don't know who you are?
Oh goodness. Let's see. Where do I start? Diabetes coach, as you said. I used to be 220 pounds, over 220 pounds at one point, over 15 years ago, and was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high everything. And my doctor told me, here's a prescription, plural prescriptions. When I asked, is there anything that I can do, change my diet? No. And then he told me eventually my diabetes and other diseases would get worse, and I would end up dying from a diabetic condition. And every time I think about that story, it like time freezes. And that wasn't good enough for me. I lost both parents when I was 14. I'm the mother of 3 children, 1 daughter, 2 stepsons, and they were young. And I said, oh, heck no, we're not going to do this. And my diet changed my life and lost the weight, reversed the type 2 diabetes, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol. And that started my journey on being a coach. And now I still love coaching. I love coaching women. I'm in a, what do you call it? A health quandary because my diabetes is back up, depending on a doctor. Some doctors will say it's type 2. Some doctors will say it's 1.5. So that's what I'm dealing with now. And well, only Lord knows how it'll go. But I know one thing, I won't be dying from no diabetic condition. So that led me to, treating women who had diabetes and high blood pressure and all those other diseases, and, speaking and helping women in their relationships. And it's been a wild journey, and I'm so blessed to be here.
So for you working to reverse your diabetes and then getting this new diagnosis, which of course, they've told you it could be related to the COVID you had. What was your thought process and going from where you fought to get away from to this point now?
I was thinking, what the F is this? That's what I was thinking. Because it's like, you figure you're doing all the right things and then this happens. And I can't, blame my weight. I'm no longer over 220 pounds. I eat what I'm supposed to eat. So it didn't make sense to me. And that's why I kept just going to different doctors. And then when a doctor was like, "Oh, did you have COVID?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I had COVID," thanks to my goddaughter's recital and that little Hefe dance, but that's a different story. They're like, "Well, that's what we're seeing is that the COVID people who had gestational diabetes, especially in type 2 diabetes before, you get COVID and then sorry, now you're dealing with either 1.5, which would mean I would need some insulin for the rest of my life, or type 2. So, and I think the frustration for me is which one is it? Because I've seen 4 different doctors, 2 said one thing, 2 said another. So which one is it, people? At the end of the day, they don't know. And it's frustrating to do all this work and you end up kind of right back where you started. That's how I feel.
And I totally get that because I know you and I talked, because for me earlier this year, I had some health stuff going on and they could not figure out what the hell was wrong with me. Had my first hospital stay, which I don't know how anybody do it, but it and they didn't even give me a room. It was so many people there. I was still in the emergency part and just in a private room.
Mm.
And it was just so frustrating. I was having labs done. They were doing all these X-rays and CAT scans and ultrasounds, and had no clue what was going on. Definitely no stress was one of the huge factors of what was going on with that, but it puts you more in a stressful mindset because you want to figure out what's going on, you want to know, and you're going to people who are medical experts that you're looking for answers and they have absolutely nothing for you
Mm-hmm.
besides writing a prescription. And we're both individuals who are, tell me what the root cause is, tell me what's going on, don't just write me a band-aid, tell me what it is.
Yes. Yes. And they don't know what it is. And I love it when they give you medication. First they tell you they don't know. But here's some medication. Well, if you don't know what you're giving me medication for, like what is this for? Oh, maybe it'll help. So it's just like maybe you want me to take this stuff that for what? Like if for me, if it was okay, you have X and this treats X, I probably still wouldn't take it really. But at least, okay, I can understand. But if you don't know, what conclusion did you get to these drugs? Like, make it make sense. And unfortunately, like I love doctors, I love nurses. They're doing the best that they can. If I'm in any type of accident, break a limb, what trauma we specialize in. But as far as really healing the human body, they have no clue. And I think that that is a disservice to us because we have become a nation of pills. Just take this drug, just take this drug, just take this drug. And the drug is masking your symptoms. The drug is not healing you. Again, if you're a type 1 diabetic or a 1.5 diabetic, you need insulin. Your body's not making insulin, so you need that. That's different. They have all of these blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications that people, I have a friend, and he's a guy. He has been put on 5 different blood pressure medications, and his blood pressure is still high. So he's like, well, what's going on? Because I've been on 5 different ones and they've gradually increased the dosage. And he's been dealing with this for 10 years and he is in his mid 30s. What is the cause? There is something else going on. And he's just like, I think one day, and I mean, his blood pressure is high. Like he just, one day, I'm just gonna just drop dead of a stroke. But yet they don't know why. They don't know why. So it's stuff like that that not me, not on my watch, not doing it.
And that's the thing because half these medicines have so many side effects. When I used to do case management and I'm looking at their information, and it was so crazy to me. They all had the same issues sleeping, diarrhea or constipation, nausea, headaches. And I'm like, what do all these individuals have in common?
Mm-hmm.
They take medication. And
Mm-hmm.
these are all the side effects of these medications. What do? We go back and we say, "Oh my God, I have a headache. I'm having irritable bowel syndrome. I'm having this. I'm having that." What do? They write you another prescription for those issues, and then you get more issues.
Yes, yes. And all of that has to be filtered through your kidneys and your liver. And then you're like, well, now I got kidney issues. Now my liver isn't working the way it's supposed to be working. And you're still not cured. Like that's the whole thing. You're still not cured. It's just masking symptoms. And it has to be a better way. And I'm so happy when I see things like, what is it called? Like Function Health is one of them where, you pay this one fee, and I think now it's like $3.95 or something, and they run all of these tests that conventional doctors will not run on you, and so that you can really figure out what's going on. And I think that's important. So I think more mainstream doctors are kind of going into that functional health space, but we need more. And a lot of people are suffering and they need answers. But part of their suffering is their own doing too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely what you're putting in your body from foods and drinks, from drugs. I know a lot of people don't like, calling like marijuana a drug, but it does impact your mood and it's a downer. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. So don't shoot the messenger. Do your research. It is a downer. And it's definitely not good if you're in a state of depression or suicidal ideation. That's like the worst
Mhm.
thing to do is edibles or smoke.
Mhm.
So it's food for thought.
It sure is. And, even drinking, when I read some of the studies now where they're like any amount of alcohol will be detrimental to you. May not be detrimental now when you're in your 20s, but it will come back to bite you in the butt. And so it's like reading those studies, it's like, dang, I can't even have my little champagne. Well, I did have some champagne yesterday, and I'm going to have some for Christmas. But, so, I am. But it's like all of these studies are coming out about the negative effects of alcohol. But when you actually think about it, it is alcohol. Like we're not supposed to be ingesting alcohol. That's not what the body is for. So they make it sweet and they make it good, just like with the food. Put all the stuff in there that our bodies really are not supposed to ingest, and all that's doing is killing us slowly, and that's what it is. And some people just they can't change. And I get it. You're addicted to food. Alcoholism is real. Drug abuse is real. And it's hard to kick those habits. And until you do, you're just going to be suffering in one shape, form, or fashion, which is sad. We all got something, but it's that because it doesn't have to be like that.
Especially with alcohol, just, people get drunk and they're trying to drink away the pain.
Yeah.
And you wake up and whatever happened at whatever time frame is still there. And then you're repeating that cycle every night, but you're not dealing with the root cause of the issue. You're just trying to mask it, and it's
Yes.
not doing anything but impacting your health.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And what I noticed this a few weeks ago. You watch shows, all you see is people drinking. We have to celebrate. We drinking. Somebody died. We drinking. I got a promotion. We drinking. Like I looked at that.
Don't forget you had a hard day at work. We
Hard
drink.
day at work. We drinking. Had a good day at work. We drinking. Like, and I said, you know what? No wonder why. And it's not like these aren't like family shows. It's like family shows. So I'm like, no wonder when kids, when you grow up and you see that, you do think, oh, it's like, when you feel bad, have a cookie or a cake. It's like it's ingrained in your mind that every celebration there's alcohol. Every downtime there's alcohol. I had a bad day, there's alcohol. I was just like, was it always like this? Or am I just now noticing it? It was actually scary. Actually scary.
And I think it is that, we're really paying attention to this because for young kids, drinking equates to a good time.
Yeah.
Drinking equates to when things aren't going right, you got to have something to drink.
Mhm.
Drinking equates to you just do it just because.
Mhm.
It doesn't, this is what we're selling to ourselves and also to kids. This is we're supposed to be on medication and we're supposed to be drunk and high. Just how we're supposed to live and eat unhealthy foods.
Yeah. Yes, that's the American way right there.
Yeah. This is
That's the American way right there. And I think what's so sad about it as is that people do it unconsciously. Like people aren't living consciously. They're going through the same motions day in and day out. And if part of that includes grabbing a drink after work, they're going to do it. Like I don't think they really sit down and say, well, what am I drinking for? Like, what's the point? Like, they're just going through, oh, everybody else is going to happy hour. That's what we're supposed to do in our 20s or 30s or whatever. Oh, I'm just going with the flow and not really thinking about how that's impacting you. How is that impacting your mood? How is that impacting you the following day? Because don't get me wrong now, y'all. I used to drink. And I remember, leaving work, going to happy hour, drinking, and then coming back to work the next day like, dang, my head hurt, my mouth dry. These mofos pissing me off. I can't wait to happy hour again. I can't wait. I realized it as I was just stressed out. And like you said, that was my way of coping with it. It's like when it doesn't help. Like we are walking around here like zombies and we don't even know it.
the crazy part. I don't drink. Mine was I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna go have me a meal to make me feel better because my go-to is turkey burgers. I love turkey burgers and Mexican food. So that was my go-to. I would tell my friends, okay, I'm going to go get me a turkey burger and some fries from Red Robin. They're like, oh, you had a bad day. They already knew that was my go-to. And it was like, yep. And then I started realizing it was an emotional behavior
Mm-hmm.
of, okay, I'm trying to find something to make me feel good about what's going on instead of just sitting and addressing and talking about I had a fucked up day. It was fucked up because it becomes that cycle, and it would be maybe 4 days out the week, and one day I'm not eating out anywhere. But in 4 days I'm getting Mexican, I'm getting something that's unhealthy. And I mean, turkey burgers are healthy because I typically get gluten free bun. Not to justify it, but just saying
Okay, gluten-free bun is okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
But them French fries ain't okay.
Mhm.
And I ain't get no cheese on no. No, I didn't get cheese.
Little cheese. See? See? Uh-huh. See, that's how we justify it too. See?
That's how we justify it. Just an example
Yes.
for the listeners. That's how we justify it. Like it ain't bad. Oh, and the thing growing up, people would supersize McDonald's and get a Diet Coke.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Supersize my Big Mac, big old French fries. I have a Diet Coke, please. Diet Coke, that ain't gonna help you.
That's true. That's worse than getting a regular Coke.
It is. Get the damn Coke. You got everything else.
Just get the Coke. All that salt, all that saturated, just go ahead. But
Oh, God. Yes, and that's the worst.
that's the worst. But that's how we justify it. It's like, oh well, it's not that bad. Oh well, I just did, half a glass of wine. Oh, I just did, and we have a tendency of doing that instead of looking at why am I doing it? And I had to start looking at why am I eating out at these restaurants every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my supervisor's stressing me the hell out and I wanted to throw her out of the third floor. But and she wasn't the type that you could just walk away from. She would call my phone. She would scream my name. She would come over to look for me. She's asking my coworkers where I'm at. She's calling my cell phone. And it's like, lady, I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you. Give me 10 minutes and we can address this in 10 minutes. But you literally want to do it right now? I ain't trying to eat prison food. So that and I knew it was like I don't want to continue to be here.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you got to know when enough is enough. Like I used to work with people and I would say, oh, if you came to me, you really desperate. Like you desperate. You done tried everything. You done did everything. And it's just not working. You're ready to change. And until people want to change, they're just going to keep repeating the same behaviors. And sometimes we don't want to change. Some people are so lonely, even though they're surrounded by people. They're still lonely. They're not living the life that they want to live. They're living somebody else's life. They're just genuinely not happy. So they feed themselves with food to make them happy. They drink themselves to make them happy. They smoke to make them. They do everything except for what they should be doing, which is getting down with yourself and saying, what's going on? What do I want? What am I willing to sacrifice so that I can get to where I want to be? And people have too many distractions. They have a hard time having that hard conversation with themselves because they're scared. They're scared of change, even if it's what they want. Oh, I can't do that. Then my friends will think I'm different, or my partner will think I'm different, or I can't really do that. Who am I to make a change? Like they talk themselves out of change and then just go back to the bottle or the food or whatever substance that's, making that dopamine hit. And until we sick and tired of being sick and tired, we just gonna go through the motions. It's the end of another year. I guarantee you, most of these people that's watching this going to be doing the same things a year from now, and 2 years from now, and 3 years from now, wondering why their life sucks. And that's what the shame.
Um, Speaking of change, I know, you and I talk every day, all do during the day. Um, for you this year, with your recent health diagnosis, just ever you've experienced grief, you've lost so many people from COVID up until now. For you, what has changed for you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, just overall, what has changed since experiencing everything in your life, especially this year? Because I would say
Mm.
our conversation this year, I would say for you, I can see this year has been totally different from the previous years.
Ooh, 2025, boy. Woo, 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 woo. 2025 was trying me, trying me,
2025 tried everybody.
trying me, man. I think what's changed is seeing how fragile life is and how mortal we actually are. Losing the amount of people from COVID till today, and these are people that were younger than me, they just good people. It just made me realize, and I know I always knew that life was short, but it really brings it home how life is short and how your things that you do in your past, if you do not correct them, will ruin your present and ruin your future. That is what's changed. Like I never had any patience for like BS. I really don't have no patience for it. I never had patience for negativity. I really don't have patience for it. Like, I don't care. You want to be negative, you go that way because I don't want to hear it. Because guess what? Everybody got something, and life is too short. So, this year, I let go, release a whole lot of people that were no longer for me. Love them to death, still love them, pray for them, wish them well, but I don't need you in my space because I can do bad all by myself. And I don't want to focus on the bad. When I tell people what's going on with me, I don't want your sympathy because that is not going to help neither one of us. It's just what it is. And so I just think for me now, I cherish the time that I spend with the people that I love. I cherish the moments that I spend with my grandson. Everybody knows he is my favorite person in the whole wide world. Whole wide world. And he can get anything he wants, and he know he can get anything he wants, and it drives his mother crazy. And I don't care because life is short and I don't have to deal with it. Like, it's
Alicia, your mom said it. Hey, with me, it's your mom.
because I think like the old me would have been putting my aspirations before him. Like, oh, Mimi can't see you today because Mimi got this or Mimi got that. Now, no, he comes first. And then my schedule revolves around that. Like I know Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, that's his day. That's it. Don't schedule me for nothing. I'm not talking to nobody about nothing. No, that's his time. And so that's what 2025 has taught me. It's good to have goals. It's good to have, as these inspiring great things that I want to do. But what's more important are my husband, my grandson, my daughter. Like that is what's most important to me. And I spent a whole lot of years going after my career instead of spending that time with them. And I refuse to do that anymore. They come first. Money will come. Money's money. But I may not be here in 5 years. God forbid something happened to them. And then what I'm going to do. That's been a big change for me. My priorities have definitely changed.
And as you said that, I'm definitely learning that myself, where my priorities was money driven, career driven. And it was, even being in relationships and situationships, I think back on how I put getting money over that time with them, and how, how even some friends, they already knew. They like, oh, you about to go get that money, girl. You ain't. And it was that process. And I think for me, it was more so God. It was more so God saying, you know what, we about to throw some accidents in your life and to sit you down, because you're not going to take a break on your own. So I have to teach you how to make time for me, for yourself, and just get in tune with you, because you're not in tune with you. You're going, going, going. You're trying to function through depression, and you're trying to busy yourself, not to sit in, not to talk to me, but just go, go, go. And I look at that and I'm like, I don't want to be her anymore. That people pleasing side, where I've definitely 100% grown out of, where it's literally, okay. And the last 2 years have been that, where I've learned, hitting rock bottom, losing everything, who my real friends are, who's rocking with me from the bottom as I'm coming back up, who's there for me.
Mhm.
And just paying attention to those things, paying attention to what people say, how people are moving around me. Are you with me because you're really my friend? Are you with me because you see me in movies, you see me in podcasts, you see me in magazines, you see me on whatever? Are you really rocking with who I am? Can you tell me anything about myself that I don't have to tell you? So
Mhm.
I pay attention to those things, because some people be like, well, you're asking a lot. That's really trivial. But no, I can tell you any and everything about any one of my friends. And it's individuals that we're not even cool anymore, that I can tell you things because I'm very observant. And I was like, it's time for you to grow. And losing my cousin, that was, oh my gosh, as you talked about, seeing how life is so short, and never in 100 years did I expect for her to not be here anymore.
Yeah.
We made plans. Our birthdays are mine's before hers. We made plans. Her son's is before mine. We made plans to do stuff.
Mhm.
And the realization of losing her is, tomorrow and today is not promised to you. So
Mhm.
enjoying life, living life, not making excuses, not saying, oh, well, I'll do it in a couple of months, I'll do it next year. Having conversations, if it's something you want to do and you may not have the money, is there a payment plan for that? Can I pay on it? Because this is something I really want to do. And that's what I started doing, having those conversations instead of, oh, well, I don't have it.
Yeah. And then that's it. It's like, okay,
Right,
but so how are you going to get it? Right.
right.
It just stops
Yeah,
right there. Just right there. And God, I'm telling you, God, I'm a God person. My mouth may be filthy, y'all, but I love God all day, every day. And the one thing that I have noticed is something that you said. God wants us to be the best version of ourselves. If we choose not to, he's like, all right, well, whatever. But I've noticed that God will make a way sooner or later for you to step into your greatness. And sometimes that means taking every little creature comfort away from you so that you hit rock bottom. And so there's nowhere else for you to turn to but God. That's just how it is. And that's how most people change their life. Like, and for me, it's like, I don't want to hit rock bottom again. You know, I don't want to do that. Like, I learned, God, I don't want to do that. But we're so comfortable. And it's like, even in our, not being happy, we're still comfortable. So many people that really hate their job, like hate it. Are you gonna go apply for jobs? Nah, because what if it's worse? But what if it's better? It's like they're like, the devil
Right.
the devil is not better than the devil you don't. It's maybe that's God telling you this isn't the place for you. But there's like, nah. Until what happens? You lose your job. And then it forces you to do what you should have did 5 years ago. Because that's how God is. God's like, all right, we're going to do it your way. It's just going to take longer, but I'm going to get my way.
And that is so actual, because it was literally, for me, it was that anger process, because it's like, okay, God, what the fuck we doing? What we doing? I'm tired of being in this place. I'm tired of, not having anything. I'm tired of having asked people for help, because I don't like asking people for help. You know this.
I know you don't.
It has to be like the last fucking resort that I have to do it. And I'm having conversations in my head. How long can I go without having to have this or pay for this? How long can I push it? And I would say these 2 years have taught me how to ask, because I've always been, since 6, self-sufficient in handling and protecting myself. And the whole process of trusting somebody else,
yes,
and trusting God, has been scary as shit for me. Where it's like, okay, and I hear God all the time saying to me, be anxious for nothing. I have you. And it's really like, oh, okay. When though? It's that, but when and how? And I remember my cousin would always say to me, she'd be like, God is in control, and it's God's will and God's timing. And I think for me, I really got it, because it's not, some things I know I wasn't ready for 2 years ago at all. And I know now, and he's blessing me now, because he's like, okay, you're getting it, you understand it, and having the right support and the right people always matter. So that was the case for me, because it was like, okay, God, I'm starting to lose all these friends. And God's like, oh, I didn't say they was going to be with you forever. It's a season.
Right.
Okay, God, why did you take my cousin? She poured into you, which she needed to pour into you. You can't, she's still there. And it was like, okay, I got it. I'm getting it. So, it is a scary thing. And I know a lot of people are like, well, damn, because I think people look at healing, and you and I talk about this. People look at healing as an overnight thing. It's not.
Nope. Nope. And if and it didn't come from no pill either.
No.
You got to do the work. You got to put in the work. And the more trauma that you have pushed down deep in your soul, sometimes the longer it takes. I mean, sometimes people do have a rapid like turnaround, but that's mainly because something really, really hit rock bottom and they just like, oh, fuck that, fuck you, this is me. But normally, no, healing is a day by day process. Some days they're good, some days they're not so good. Some days it don't matter what stage of your relationship you are with God, there will always be something where you're questioning because you don't understand. You don't know the hows. And that's hard for most people, but you just got to keep doing the work. Don't worry about the how. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. And I learned that when I was a teenager, because I remember being out on the street, not knowing how I was going to get out of that situation. And that's what the rabbi just kept saying. Just focus on what you want. You're doing the work. Just focus on what you want. And then a miracle happened. And that's how God works. Miracles do exist. But sometimes what we do is the miracle can be right there. It's coming, it's coming. Then we start second guessing. Then we think we know better. We think we know more than God. We not trusting. We not trusting. God, I don't know I know you said so, but it's this, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it before where it's Jesus bending down to a little girl and she's holding a teddy bear.
Oh, yeah.
And he wants to take the teddy bear. She's like, but no, Jesus, I love it. While he got a big ass teddy bear in the back ready to give to her. That's how I feel. It's like when you don't want to let something go, that's probably the thing you should let go. Because once you let that go, you're going to get bigger and you're going to get better. But you have to heal. And a lot of us don't want to heal. We stay stuck on stupid. We don't want to heal. We don't. But sometimes we just don't even know how. Sometimes we know how, but we don't want to go through it because we know it's going to be painful. But miracles happen when you heal your soul and trust in God. Bottom line.
And that's so accurate. I think for me, I had to look at, okay, what is one of my main traumas that I'm struggling with? And it was money trauma of, being introduced to money inappropriately. And I'm like, my therapist is great, but that's not her area of expertise. Her area of expertise is depression, anxiety, those other emotional things. And I'm like, let me see if it's a coach or somebody that specializes in money. Uh, Google is your best friend. So anybody use Google, anything you going through. And I have found it was a therapist group, and I completed the form, and the owner of the company sent me a message and asked where I was located. And I told her I was located in Maryland. And she said, well, I don't work with the people that I have here, don't work with individuals in Maryland, but I have somebody. And she referred me to my money therapist. And there is a financial therapist, it is a thing. And I reached out to her. We've worked together because I do have to pay out of pocket for it, and she gets it because I've had days I've had to cancel the day of. I had to cancel because I didn't have money, and I love her because she always checks in to make sure what my mental is, what my emotional is, and she's like, "Okay, are you still working with your therapist?" Yeah. Okay. As long as you're still doing that, when you have it, you know where I am. I'm not going anywhere. So
Mhm.
we work together once a month or every other month, and just some of the things that she's instilled with me of finding songs when I have money, what's my go-to song? When I don't have money, what's my go-to song? When I'm feeling a little discouraged about money, what's my go-to song? And I was like, yo, and that comes in handy so much because when I have money, Yolanda Adams, victory. Okay, the victory, yes, I got it. When I don't have money, Yolanda Adams, thank you. Thank you, Lord, because you make sure I have a roof over my head, food, water, things like that.
Mhm.
And one thing that God has provided for me the last 2 years is a safe place to sleep because I've told you, I've driven by people and I've given them money where, and I look at them and I'm like, God, that could have been me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
just hearing your story at such a young age, and it's like, I know me. I'm originally from the suburbs in Louisiana. I have always lived in pretty and nice areas, even in Maryland, Virginia. I got my first taste of, the urban life living in DC, but I've never just, and it scared me just thinking many a times because I didn't ask for help. I'm preparing my stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm preparing my stuff. I'm getting myself together to go ahead and be on the streets of Maryland, and it would be somebody would come along like yourself and be like, how much is the room? And I'm like, what? How much is the room? Well, it costs this much. And I get a Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, or something, and it's like, okay, God, and I look at those things because I ain't built to live on the streets, and I ain't saying nobody is, but what I'm saying is I'm thankful that I am covered and protected at all times, even where I currently stay. The staff always is looking out for me and
Mhm.
making sure I'm good or anything that I need. And I look at that, and it may not be where I want to be, but it could be 100 and million times worse, but it's not.
It's not because you covered. You and no, you ain't built for them streets, baby. You ain't built for them streets. You know, being in Jersey City, I remember being in growing up in one of the worst projects in Jersey City. And so it was like being out on the street was just like, dang, okay. Okay, all right, I can do this. And, and looking back, it goes with the, not wanting to ask for help and, having attitudes. Because when I think back, it's like, well, you know what? I, did have some people in my life who probably really didn't know what was going on. I remember one time when, because I was, homeless more than once, when I was out there and my godmother found out and she was like, girl, you better get your ass in this house. Like, what you doing? So thinking back, it was that not wanting to ask for help, being mad at the world, being mad at God. But I think that it was something that had to happen. Like I'm a big proponent of everything that was challenging that happened to me had to happen to me because it made me who I am today. And I love who I am today. I love the good parts and the not so good parts. So, and if I didn't go through it, I probably would be dead. Like, that's just what it is. I was always in and out of courts, fighting, doing this, doing that. I would have been dead. So, things happen and you have to retell your story because that's how some of us stay stuck. I could look at what I went through like, oh, what was me? This is what happened, like victim. Or I can look at it as, well, thank God it happened because look where I am, going from the urban city of Jersey City to be in Princeton, New Jersey. Who would have ever thought an orphan, a ward of the court, would be living this way. And so when you have something that's traumatic that happened to you, instead of thinking about what it costs you, start thinking about what it gave you. Because I guarantee in every situation, it gave you something good to help you move on into your next stage in life. Don't keep telling that same bad story. Yes, it was bad, but because of it, look where I am today. And with you, it's the same thing. It was bad, and look at where you are, and look where you continue to elevate yourself and grow and being on them big screens. And I always have this vision when I talk to you that one day you're going to be on the red carpet and you're going to be, I don't know if it's going to be over, whatever, but I see it so clearly. I just see it. And that's what that's what I know that is for you. And I can't wait because I'll be like, that's my phone.
Yeah, because you gonna be right on the carpet with me, but
No.
that's yeah, that's true because that's what I had to do. I had to flip it because I instead of being stuck in it and like I went through weeks where I was like ready to become an atheist. I was like, fuck God, fuck all this, fuck this praying, whatever, ain't nothing happening. I hate my life. I hate this. I'm ready to die. And I respect you. I respect my cousin. I respect another cousin, Bonita, Michelle, and y'all got it because Michelle's also experienced being homeless. Y'all got it where even my therapist, y'all got it where it was she's going through something. But I'm going to pray for her because she's not there. She's going through something. And I was so numb. I was just, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what I was feeling besides angry, irritable, and frustrated and just ready to check out. And I was like, and I started looking at even during that period where a previous client came along, Charlotte, because I got to say her name because she blessed me. She became a director, and I'm so proud of her because we talked about her 5-year plan in 2021, and that became less than a 5-year thing of what she wanted to do. And she came to me and she said, hey, would you like to be a fitness coach for our early education program? What, God? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got another car. And I was like, hmm, decided, hey, I do this already, picking kids up from school and taking people to doctor's appointment. Let me add this into my own portfolio as a business for myself. I started getting a whole bunch of clients I started working with childcare, after school childcare, babysitting, things like that. And I'm like, okay, I really love acting. Let me go on and throw myself out there. And it became let me reinvent myself instead of being stuck in this place that's keeping me down because hey, that's what Satan wants. He wants me to stay here. He wants me to be like, all right, girl, let's go and party over here. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that no more because and especially you and I said earlier, what my cousins came to me. I'm telling you, when you depressed, do not watch anything by Tyler Perry because I watched that movie Straw. Oh my God, I was already depressed, losing her. I'm crying. I'm like, God, why, God, why? And she came to me on this Saturday, and she's like, I was fighting to be here. You're still here. You can turn it around. You've been in this place too long. I understand it because I was in that place at one point. It's time to get up. It's time to get up and time for you to fight for your life and don't let him take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, what? But she's right.
Yes. Yeah.
She's fighting to be here. And
Mhm.
I'm fighting to check out. And I'm like, okay, I ain't ready to go, God. It's too much. It's too much I need to do. And the thing of it is, because when you're like you and I are so authentic and genuine people, the message I sent you last night, somebody else sent me a message as well that I watched their kids,
Mhm.
and somebody else sent me a message. And I say this all the time to my therapist, and I'm like, it warms my heart, but at the same time, it's like, but this is who I am. I don't get it.
Because that's who you are.
I am.
That's who you are. You're not supposed to get it.
And she's like, she always says, you're such a caring person, and it used to piss me off because I'm like, don't say it. And she said it one day in our session, and she said, I see it didn't make you upset. And I said, because you're right, I am a caring person. I don't care. We ain't even cool no more. If you need help, I would help you because
Mhm.
that's who I am. It's not for me to gain anything. It's to make sure you're good
Yeah.
overall.
Yes, yes, because you are a great person, and that's what I love about you. I am not that person, but you are that person.
No, Tamika is that person. Don't let her fool you because I'm telling you, and it's so funny. I was telling her yesterday, me and Tamika have only known each other for 5 years and 7 months. We sound like we've known each other for all our lives. We have no. So Tamika was on my podcast 5 years ago, and yesterday I'm watching our interview, and I'm seeing like, oh my God, we were so young, and just what we were talking about in regards to health or whatever, and us dealing with our own health challenges, and just seeing the progress because Tamika and I are so much alike. We got trust issues, so we trust. We trust the hell out of each other. That's how much we are tight as hell because Tamika can tell me any given thing and she be like, Juju, da da da. And I'm like, damn, how you know that? We are so in tune with each other, but trust me, she is a genuinely sweet person. So don't let that Jersey accent fool you. She's a sweet.
Claiming that one.
You ain't got to claim it. Just are. You are a really sweet person.
I hate to see people suffering. I am like that. It don't matter what you do to me. If you, I be like, all right, hold what you want. What is that? Because I cannot help it. Because then I'm like, if I can genuinely be of service to someone, then that's how I am. Like you got to really do something really, really messed up for me not to be there if you need me. I mean, really messed up. So yeah. So even the people I cut off, you know, you need me, I'm there. Just don't ask me for, no money because I ain't got that. But if you need anything else, just saying, because some people will see this and be like, oh, I'm gonna hit Tanika up. Nah, but no,
No,
no, no.
no. That's not what I'm saying.
That's
Watch
not
that.
what I'm
That's not
saying.
what I'm saying. But I'm
Not,
saying genuinely, she is a really good person, and definitely, I appreciate the prayers, the support, the encouragement because you know, when you're not in that place to really receive it and the people who are really there for your best interest and not trying to see, okay, well, I'm gonna sit back here and wait because I'm waiting on the ball drop. Something else gonna happen. Yeah. Because some people thrive off that, and it's very disgusting that people do thrive off that. Like I would never want to see somebody that life is not going good, because I was telling you one of my friends got furloughed, and I'm like, oh, one of my clients needs a babysitter during the day. Let me see if and then I thought about it, okay, well she gonna go back to work, but I don't want to have them out of not having a babysitter.
Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're too nice. No, but it's all good though, because I'm of the mindset of at this stage in my life, what was hardest for me is expectations. And I was constantly judging people based on my expectations. And now I have no expectations. And it's been very freeing. You be you, I'm gonna be me. I don't put my morals on you. I don't put nothing on you. And that's me being me easier, because I would always get frustrated with people not realizing how you mad because they ain't living up to the expectations that they never signed up for.
And didn't even know that that's what you were expecting. Right. Yeah.
But no. And so it's like that was a big battle between me and God. It's like you gotta let go and not have it. Only person you gotta have expectations for is for yourself, not your husband, not your kids, nobody else but you. You can have expectations on yourself all day, every day, but you just gotta let go and let people be and let people just do their own thing. That was so hard for my type A personality.
It, it is definitely hard, because I think for me, my thing is my motto was I trust you until you give me
Until
a nod. Because you already creating in your mind, you're gonna
yes.
do something to fuck up. So okay, I trust you until you give me a reason not to. And I'm very observant. I'm listening, I'm paying attention to how you talk, how you move, all that. And it's like, okay. I knew it, knew the
I
shoe was on.
know.
But and the crazy part is I'm not like that with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the part of like, okay, yep, I already know. So that's the thing that I had to work on, because if you're saying you trust somebody, people are going to show you who they are. People are not going to, everybody's not going to like you. And I was just telling somebody this recently. I was like, I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not for me.
That's
There's
right.
people that's not going to like me for whatever reason.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And guess what? I'm still gonna sleep at night, and I hope they're sleeping at night. If they worrying about me, something wrong. They need to go see somebody. But that's the thing for me. I'm like, I'm not for everybody. Everybody's not gonna like me. Everybody's not gonna be my friend. But I'm still gonna be respectful. I'm still gonna be kind to you. I'm still gonna speak, and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't know if that's now for me too, because we just, you get in your 40s, like you just care less. You don't care about what people think anymore. You just like, look. So, like, yeah, sometimes I can be a bit, yeah, I know. Like, you just really don't care. And, like, for me, that's the great part about being this age is the silly stuff that I used to worry about when I was younger. I could care less. If you don't like me, you don't like me. That's okay. You don't have to like me, and I don't have to like you. I love everybody. I love even my enemies. I ain't got to like you. It's
Right.
okay. Stay your ass over there and leave me alone, and I'll stay my ass over here and leave you alone, and then we cool.
And
And I wish you the best.
exactly, we wish you the best. And that's facts. And a lot of people are like, well, how can you do that? And it's like, why not?
Why not?
Because my thing, I will give people information on anything to help them. And of course, the climate we live in, people get, well, what do you want from me? I gave this homeless man some money. And I told him, he said $2. I said, I don't have $2. I said, I think I have $1.75. I'm not sure. And he says to me, well, can I pray for you? You don't have to. If you want to, you can pray for me after I go in the store. I don't care. And he's like, well, I clean windows and I do this and this and that. And I said, sir, I'm not asking for anything for this. I'm giving you this because you look like you're in need and you said you're thirsty and I would like for you to have water. So I don't want anything from you.
Mm,
You have a good day and I wish you all the best. I wish you a better situation.
mm,
Because my thing is not I'm giving you something and you're thinking that I'm expecting something in return. Absolutely not.
mm. Well, that's very sad that he's thinking like that, and he's probably thinking like that because most people do want something in return. And you're not supposed to give to get. That's just not what that is supposed to be. You're supposed to give because it's the right thing to do and because you want to, not because you want to receive something back. And God bless those people who made him feel like in his state where he is in life, that in order for you to give him a few change, that he has to do something for you.
Yeah, because I was like, sir, no. And that's the thing. I'm like, nope. And the funny thing, I think I told you I went to pay for gas and there was this black guy in front of the store. And he asked if I could get him something to drink. I was like, yeah, I can get you a bottle of water or whatever. And there was a white guy inside. And this is during the summer. It's hot as hell. And I asked the white guy if he wanted water. And he was like, yeah. So I tell the cashier, I was like, hey, this water is for him. I don't want you to think he stole it. I'm buying it for him. I go outside, Tamika. That man wasn't there no more.
Mm.
He was not there anymore. And I'm looking around, I'm going around the building. I'm really looking for him because I'm like, yo, it's hot. I don't want him, to be dehydrated or whatever. He wasn't there anymore. And I'm like, okay, God, is this you? Is this a test where you'll see if I would oblige?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You passed.
Yeah.
You
And and literally that same day, somebody sent me money.
see, see. This way you just can't tell me God ain't great all day every day. Nobody can convince me that there is not a God. Yesterday I saw my mother-in-law and she's an atheist and she'll be 80 and she was talking about this is her husband and he passed away like almost 20 years ago, and so she's ready to be with him, and I'm like, no, I be praying for you every day. She's like, why are you praying for me? I'm an atheist. It don't matter. God loves you whether you believe in him or not, and you got to live another at least 20 years. And she's like, why are you doing that to me? Let me go. No, I will not. So I will continue to pray and you will continue to be here. And she's just like, 100? You want me to live to be 100? Girl, you know how many exit pays I got now? I don't care. I don't care.
Like Miles need to grow up with his great grandmother, so go and get it together.
Let's get it together. Get it together. And she was just like looking at me like, yeah, She was like, oh, so was you keeping me alive? And then Luca's like, me too. I was like, sorry, you can't go nowhere. Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. We appreciate it. So yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. I would say, people just start looking at, okay, even through the negative, what's the positive? And I would definitely started doing that. I'm like, okay, well, I may not have the ideal living situation or housing I want, but God, you make sure I have clean water, I have a bathroom, I have a bed to sleep in, I have food. Um, my friend circle may have started to get smaller, but I have the people who truly love and show up and support me no matter what it looks like.
Mm.
Um, okay, during then I didn't have my car, but God, you made sure every week I had a car that I could drive that was paid for weekly,
Yep.
and just continue to, say that and remind myself it may not look how I want it to look, but hey, I have to prepare you for what I'm going to bless you for. So you have to be grateful for what you have before I can give you what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. They are, again, so busy being distracted that they don't sit in the blessings. Because to me, breathing is a blessing. I saw a woman the other day who had an oxygen tank around her, and you could tell she was just struggling. And I was like, oh my gosh, like breathing is a blessing. Walking, talking, like you said, having your car, having the things you have, having the friends, even, hey, having your enemies, having it's all to me a blessing. And I always, thank God. Somebody pissed me off. Thank you, God. Like, thank you, God. Somebody want to give me the Jersey wave. Thank you, God. Like, it's just like, I'm not getting mad over no BS. Thank you, God, because I got the eyes to see that He just gave me the Jersey wave. So thank you, God. We could just my daughter just be like, Ma, I'm like, it's all good.
It is. It is. Because these car accidents have been frustrating and pissing me off. But one thing I can definitely say is I have, I'm still here, number one. Number
Mhm.
two, I don't have any busted or broken bones that's popping out of my skin or anything like that. Um, so I look at that. My steering wheel could have hit my mouth could have hit the steering wheel. It could have been very bad. And I look at it as, God, you cover me. You cover me through all these accidents. Um, do I enjoy having my head and my body banged up? I don't. I don't. I don't.
Mm,
I
mm,
don't.
mm,
No more,
mm.
God, no more. But I that's the gratitude side of looking at it. Of it could have been worse.
Yeah, exactly. How many people be dying or invalids, crippled from, car accidents? So it's like, yeah, you're right. It's a blessing. You are here, and I know every day can be a struggle.
Oh,
But Lord knows I'm glad you're here because I need somebody's going to keep me in check, boy. So, I always thank God for you. Always, always, always. Because,
I'm gonna say definitely have a friend like that's going to keep it real with you. That's not going to be in your woe is me. And I'm not. My thing is this. I'm pissed. I'm upset. I'm frustrated or whatever. And one thing Tamika is going to do, she's gonna be like, "Okay, Juju." And then she's gonna bring out some positivity, and she be like, Juju, you woke up this morning. You got air in your body. Somebody didn't. And I'm like,
this bitch, that's what she
I'm like, what? And I'm like, she's right. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. I do have air in my body. Even when I had walking pneumonia, I still had air. My chest was hurting, but I had air in my body. So I appreciate that about you, and Naomi and Catherine and so many other friends will say that. My cousin Bonita say it, and my cousin Lynn, they would say these things, and it'd be like God will, and I'm like, girl, I want to hear that shit right now, and it's like, but you're right, it is His will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is. It is. And so what we gonna do about it? We can just wallow in it, which sometimes you have to. Sometimes you just really, it's easier said than done to say, well, you woke up this morning, because I know some days we be like, well, I wish I didn't,
Right.
But you need that time sometimes to grieve. You need that time to just acknowledge, for me, gratitude isn't ignoring what's not working. It's not. So because one of my friends said, do you even pay attention to what's not working? No, I know what's not working. So therefore, why do I have to pay attention to it? I know.
I'm living in it, so I get it.
I don't have to pay attention to it. It's here. So it's a choice. It takes the same amount of energy to be positive than to be negative. That's how I look at it. And so I'm going to try to find the most positive thing that I can. And most of the time it's okay. I woke up. I might got to stretch before I get out of bed. I can't just be jumping out the bed, but I gotta.
I probably should stretch. That's what I don't do. I just get up and just go.
God, no, I can't do that. Like, as soon as I get out the bed, I'm like, or get up, like sit up. I'm like, woo, Lord. Okay. Let me just roll next. I cannot just get up.
I just literally get up, and it's like I ain't doing no stretching, none of that. I probably should, as I said, but I don't. And it's literally like, okay, let me go ahead and do what I need to do and start my day and get out of here. But yeah, I'm not saying that she's ignoring what I'm saying. What she's saying to me is don't sit in it.
Yes.
Because once you're sitting in it, you're in it so long, and then you have somebody co-signing for you to sit in it longer. That's not healthy, and it doesn't work. You want somebody to lift you up and say, you know what, I see you. And many a times you've seen me when I couldn't see myself.
Yeah.
And it's challenging because I've told you, I've had strangers that I went to the emergency room for my accident in April, and this the administrative lady, and she literally was like, can I pray for you? And I'm like, what? She was like, I feel like something is going on with you, and can I pray for you? And I was like, yeah. So she prayed for me. She told me, she had turned her situation around. She was telling me to talk to the social worker about housing or whatever, due to, me being me and not having kids and all this stuff. That's something I can't get. But just so many strangers and I had to start looking at strangers and friends seeing parts of me that I couldn't see for myself.
Because you in it. Sometimes
Yeah.
when you're in it, you don't. You can't see it because all you see is the obstacle that you're dealing with at the moment. And sometimes I always say life be lying sometimes. The devil just be lying. Just be lying because you just get to that point when you're like, it's one after another. I mean, I know you have been through things when it was like, just keep hitting me when I'm down, just keep hitting me when I'm down. And then you start to lose focus and lose faith because it's just like, well, damn, what else can I do? Like how far down? And I've learned not to say that anymore because I used to be like, well, this is just terrible. How much more do you want me to suffer? And then if something else happened, I'm like, God, right. It's just such a challenge. Life can be a challenge, and we all have a choice when we wake up. We all have a choice from 1 minute to the next. We can either be focused on what's working or focused on what's not. But I guarantee you, if you're focusing on what's not working and you have people around you that also focus on what's not working, what you gonna get? Other things that's not working. That is the law of attraction at its basic. You cannot fix your situation with a mindset that created it. So you have to learn how to think differently and change the people around you if you have the wrong people around you. Because people don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. People like to see you fail.
Mm-hmm.
You got friends, I guarantee whoever's listening, you got a friend who you think is a friend that just like it when you fail. They thrive on it. They thrive. Somebody told me that they actually thrive on negativity, stuff not working out for people. Like, what the hell is wrong with you that you would say that that's how you thrive? Something's wrong.
And it's more of, I know a lot of women are in the competitive state of, okay, well, nah, girl, I can't let her do better than me. And it's like, listen, I'm not competing with nobody. I'm Lejeune. I'm happy being Lejeune. I ain't trying to be nobody but Lejeune. So if you're trying to compete with me, you wasting your time, because God has already ordained what my life is gonna look like and what yours is gonna look like, and I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Nope.
So be you, be happy with you. We ain't in competition, because we not. And you and I both have been surrounded by some powerful and amazing women.
Yes. 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 And I love it. Like, I love powerful women, and I never look at what they have and covet it. They have what they have because they lived the life and did the work to get to where they are in their life. I'm not competing with them, and they would tell you, don't compete with me, because guess what, baby girl, you can't. You can't compete with me, because you are only person you can compete with is yourself. We on different journeys. And if you spend your time, if I keep spending my time trying to keep up with you, then that means that I'm not cultivating the strength, the power, the love, everything that God gave for me for my greatness. You can't wallow in your own greatness if you're too busy trying to be like somebody else. It wasn't meant to be. And I always, like, my daughter, when she was growing up, she used to love Beyonce. And she like, I just love Beyonce. Mommy, I just want to be Beyonce. I said, you want to be Beyonce? Yes, I want to be Beyonce. Okay, I'm gonna help you be Beyonce, okay? She was like, yeah. I woke this chick up at like 4:30 in the morning, because I had read have Beyonce be up at 4:30 because she dancing from like 5 to like 5 p.m. She was
Like that.
what, it's dark out. No, boo, you want to be like Beyonce. Come on, we gonna do some running. We gonna do this. She was like, Mommy, I said, yes. I don't want to be like Beyonce. I'm not Beyonce. I'm Alika. Okay, you always remember that you're not Beyonce. Beyonce is where she is because she put in the work from the time she was probably born. You don't expect to be Beyonce. So no, be you. But you know what, LaJohn, some people don't even know who they are because they're so busy coveting somebody else. They don't even know what makes them great. I think all people have a superpower. Everybody. You're not gonna know what your superpower is if you're too busy coveting somebody else's life. You could be making millions of dollars if you just knew what your superpower was. But you don't, because you're too busy looking at social media and looking at other people live their life. That's what's the sad part about it. People die every day not knowing who they are, not knowing their potential.
Yeah. I was just telling one of the clients I work with, her kids, she had sent me over some music, and I was like, okay, your music is amazing. Are you posting it on social media? Because she sent it from Spotify, and she was like, no, my social media is private because people are mean. Okay, well, baby, how are people going to hear your work if you don't put it out there for them to hear it? Because people are putting stuff on Instagram. Instagram and TikTok is like the domain for if you're in music, acting, whatever.
Yes.
That's the place.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, turn the comments off, because everybody's not gonna like your music. I don't like everybody music. I said, do you like everybody music? She said no. Okay. They're not. It's reality. Everybody has different tastes.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to be heard, you have to put yourself out there. Take away the fear because the enemy wants you to be afraid. He doesn't want you to succeed. I'm telling you, you have it. Put yourself
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Yes, put yourself out there because you know what, people can be mean. And that's unfortunate because if I don't like something, I'm not going to comment on it. I'm just going to go to the next one. I'm not, why would I even make a comment and ruin somebody's day because I didn't like something? But most people aren't like that. Again, they thrive in making you feel bad. So great advice to her. Turn off the comments.
Yes,
Get
and
your
I also told her, I said, people project on to you because it's their fear.
Oh, say that again. People don't get that.
It's
Oh.
their fears. They project onto you their fears because they try to talk you out of what you're doing. They say negative things about it, and they're like, yeah, she won't post again. And I'm like, you take away your strength of what God has blessed you with because God can give it and God will take it away.
That's
So
right. That's right. Ooh, yes, yes. That's right. Because if you ain't got nothing to do on social media but say something mean to somebody, something wrong with you, and you're right, you just mad because this person is trying to fulfill their life's goal and you just scrolling. How about trying to fulfill your own? Don't be jealous. You can do the same thing. Do the same thing. Find your power.
yeah, and you see it all the time. You see it from some parents, you see it from friends, you see it from coworkers,
Yeah.
people that will try to talk you out of anything. And I just think about Bob Proctor when he talks about in his book how he went to his friend when he first started off as coaching. He's telling his friend his ideal, and his friend just kind of looks at him, and he's defeated at this point because he's like, well, I tried. Okay, I'll find something else to do. And he realized, what?
Mhm.
God gave this to me. He didn't give it to him.
Right. That's right. That's right. People, and sometimes, not sometimes people really they don't get it. And instead of them saying, oh, you know what, that sounds good, it's not for me, I don't see it, but go for it. Some people view your ideas through their limitations.
Mhm.
People want the best for you. I know parents do that, families do that a lot, where you tell them you got this big audacious goal and they tell you everything that's wrong with what you said and why you can't do it. They don't
Or
necessarily
why can't you get a real job?
why can't you get a real job? Like, why can't you get a real job? So it's like they don't do it to hurt you. They do it because they
Get
don't want you to fail and they don't get it. And so if you're not strong in your convictions, and a lot of people are, especially when it comes to their family, they'll just shrivel down to another person's limitation and then wonder why 5, 10, 15, 20 years go by and they are miserable. That's why they're miserable, because they're not being who they want to be. They're being who somebody else wants them to be. And I ain't got no time for that. I ain't got no time for that. I ain't got no time. I can't be who you want me to be. I did that, been there, done that. I can't, and I won't do it anymore. I can just be me. Like it, love it, hate it, don't matter. So, and that's how I want everybody to be. Like it, love it, hate it, be you. Like be you. Be you. Love yourself. Love yourself. People don't love themselves. I hate when I have clients and they're like, oh, if only, like, look at this, look at the fat. If only that was gone, I would be better. No, boo, you better love all them rolls, because until you accept yourself and love yourself, you can't change that until you love it. That's who you are right now. That may not be who you are in 3 months if you put in the work, but that's how you are now. Love every aspect of you, even the bad parts, because you can always change the bad parts. but they don't. I think that's one of the problems that women face. They don't love themselves. They don't.
I agree, and I think we also lose ourselves, especially women with kids, are when you're career driven, are you're so caught up in making your partner, your spouse, whoever happy, your family happy, you lose who you are. And it becomes an identity crisis because now you're trying to figure out who the fuck you are. And I can definitely say for me, during these 2 years, I lost who I was because I was like, what the hell? I know what I enjoy. I know what I love. I know what I want to do, but I literally, I'm like I'm caring, I'm giving, I'm this, I'm that, but that's great. But who are you for you? How are you showing up for you? And many a times I wasn't showing up. I would, I'm always gonna make sure my hair good. One thing, my hair is always gonna be good. But that I know you about to say something. But I was like, what are you pouring into you? Outside of making sure your external looks good, what's going on internally? You can't hear you. Can't hear you. No, I can't hear you.
I don't
All
know what
right.
happened yet.
We don't know what happened. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back. But what were you saying, ma'am?
What was I saying?
I don't know. I read your lips. I can read lips. That's something my daddy taught me. Shout out
Hey,
to my dad.
Daddy! Yay! What's daddy? Thank you for looking over your little girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. No, no. I think people have to just. Oh, we were talking about going inside, and because there are some people who look good, like they look good. Their outside is just flawless, and they're unhappy, they're insecure, they're envious, they're jealous, and they just think, oh, if I get a new hairstyle or this or change this or whatever. One person actually told me, that we're the same complexion, and she said all her problems is because of her complexion, and if she can only lighten up her skin, um, she would love herself. And I told her, I said, you can lighten up your skin all day, every day. Michael Jackson lit up his skin and he was still depressed. So you have to fix what's inside. That's just what you have to do. And you have to love who you are and not run away from who you are. Because society has taught especially Black women that we don't matter, that we just don't matter. And unfortunately, a lot of women think like that. They think like that, which is very sad because God made everybody. And so if God made you in his image, then the essence of you is perfect because that's how God made you. So that's what I believe. So, yeah.
I agree. And I mean I love the skin that I'm in. So
Me
yeah.
too. Oh, I used to it, and I ain't gonna lie. When I was growing up, my aunt says she's like light skinned and she had these cute freckles, and and she's still like my favorite aunt. And I think she's just so beautiful. I want to look like her. Um, but now I'm like, I just love being my complexion. I love the skin that I'm in. I wouldn't change it for the world. I would change my hair for the world, and
No.
but Well, you got all that gorgeous, hair.
No, no, it's straight right now. We're going back curly, but no,
See, not me. And this is just what it is. This is it.
girl, that's
It.
hey, you gotta talk to your ancestors about that
Man,
now.
and it's okay. It's okay. That's what we just do. I can just go ahead and get me some little curly extensions. Cause this, I'll be like, what? Okay. All right. I'm embracing it. I hated it growing up. But
I like your hair. It's yours. It's natural. It's
mm,
yeah. It's what I used to. Well, literally, I had to do it to for a movie. I had to straighten it. But before that, yo, that's what we did. We paid to get what you already got,
and I'll be
and
like,
people
"Y'all crazy.
and people still do. They get the creamy crack. You naturally have it.
They crazy. I'm like, look at the curls. I be always looking at my daughter's hair, and I'm like, look at those waves, and she just be looking at me, and I'm like, oh, look at that, and look at this. Just, okay, it's okay. But I love you hair because I could be bald.
Yes, you could not have it.
I
Yes.
have
So
it, so
so
I
you
love you
you
hair.
so show your hair some appreciation. But yes, I was just telling a friend, I was like, the straight, and you don't really see as many straight hair products as you did before the natural came in. And I'm looking for products because I'm like, oh, I want to keep it for a while. But I'm like, I had to go to a beauty supply store and they had a small little section in the store. Everything else is hair color, for natural hair, locks, curls, and I'm like, yo, I remember this wasn't even a thing.
Nope, it's not. It wasn't.
It
Now that's
was,
all I see.
yeah.
That's all I see. Different stuff for what they like, live out here out in Whiteyville. But you'll have the ethnic hair section.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, oh, let's look at this section. It's all
Yeah.
good. Oh, they got blue magic. What they know about blue magic out here? What's the the Dax? Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Some Dax.
Yeah. So that is something that I'm like, okay. So I got some stuff. I'm probably in the next few days. I'm gonna wash it and I'll be back to the curly natural. Um, but as we're about to wrap up, what words of encouragement, suggestions, advice would you give another woman as we're going into 2026?
Mm, 2026. Number one, don't wait till 2026 to say you're going to make a change because you know your ass ain't going to do it. Whatever it is that you want to change, start today. Start little by little. If your goal is to wake up at 5 and you normally wake up at 7, wake up 5 minutes earlier each day. Slow and steady. Stop giving away your power. Know who you are, know what you want to do, and stop following everybody else's blueprint because everybody else's blueprint is not for you. So if you stuck, call me. Well, don't call me, but send me an email. Don't call me because I don't answer the phone.
Oh
Send me an email. Really, if you have issues with your relationship or you have issues with your self-confidence, if you feel that you are not worthy, that is the devil and that is a lie. You are worthy. If you have a vision, if you can see it, Bob Proctor again said, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. It is true. And if you need help, I am here for you because what I want for myself, I want for everybody. And that's to live the best life that they can. You can't live the best life if you're too busy living somebody else's life. You can't live the best life if you are on social media day in and day out, just scrolling. That's not going to get you to where you want to be. So that's my advice. go back to the basics and know what you want and make small changes. And I promise you, those small changes will lead to big changes so that your 2026 can be better than your 2025.
Oh, girl. You said some powerful things which are actually accurate. Yeah, don't wait to 2026. Don't say, okay, January 2nd, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Start doing it now. Start empowering yourself now. Start doing the research now. Don't just be like, well, I don't know. Google is too free and too available. So, and if it's something you want to do and you know somebody that's doing, have that conversation with them. Most time people are very kind and open to having conversations with you to help you elevate. Everybody is not assholes and trying to keep you down. It's some really great people out here, and I've had conversations with so many. One thing I can say, during these 2 years, I could call, text, email anybody, DM anybody about something, and they showed up, they helped me, and they were like, okay, how what can I do? How can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
And these are not people I talk to on a regular. These are people, some may have been on my podcast, some, we're friends, but we're not the friends that talk every day, every month, whatever. So I can say, ask. You never know. You never know what somebody is willing to offer you, and no price, because they want to see you elevate. So pay attention to that. Don't not ask.
Exactly. There's
and,
more good people than not good people in this world.
and that's what I can say I learned. I learned how to open my mouth and ask for help. and
Mhm.
and not just from people, from God, and checking in what myself, what I need, what I want, what that looks like right now. So have those conversations. So that's what I would say. Research, ask, have those conversations, because the popular saying, closed mouths don't get fed, and absolutely right, they don't.
Right. Right.
I went many a days without eating until God sent Tamika a sign, and Tamika's like, you and Naomi and LaRonda were the ones that would be like, you got food? And I'm like, how the hell I ain't got no food? And I was like, okay. And my cousin would do that. She'd be like, you got food? Or she'll just send me money. She wouldn't ask, she would just send me money. And then
Mhm.
be like, what you send me money for? Oh, whatever you need.
You need.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So actually ask for help, ask for help, ask for help. Don't be too proud. Don't be like, oh well, I can handle everything, because that was me. It wasn't even pride. It was the I was so used to being in control.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I had to learn to let go of that control and trust God. It was control and trust, because I didn't trust, and it was too much control. It's a handful of people I trust. And
Mhm.
it's a small handful. I can put y'all right here in my hand.
Me too.
Yeah. But it was a small amount of people, because I kept seeing people disappeared. The abandonment stuff started coming up, and it was like, oh, I ain't heard from so and so. Oh yeah, they ain't dealing with me no more, because I'm here now. I'm at rock bottom, and it was like,
Okay.
you do know people got lives, right? You're not the center of their lives. They work. They got families. They got this. They got that. Sometimes they want to spend time with their damn self.
It's not all about me.
It's not all about me, but that abandonment got me in that place. And then I had to realize, you know what, everybody ain't gonna be able to go with you anyway. So it's okay if you don't hear from them. It's absolutely fine.
Thank you.
So thank you. Because you knew I wasn't gonna do it. So thank you. But definitely start looking at that and being okay with people not being in your life. And I started looking at, okay, what did this person bring to my life? And I started looking at the positive and not harboring on the negative because we get so stuck on the negative. Well, they did me wrong. They did da da da. Okay, but what did they do right? Because you had them as a friend for a while. What did they offer?
That's right. And make sure they offer something good because sometimes we keep people in our lives when they shouldn't be in our lives. And God done told us that's why they keep doing shit. And we just ignore it. And sometimes it's just how you said that, they could be doing great things for us, but we just focusing on what's wrong. So we got to learn who to give grace to when they piss us off because we know that they're always there for us, and who's been the leech in our lives and let those leeches go. And good for us that a lot of times leeches will just disappear. And they
Is
do,
that
they
the
just,
ones that you put the salt on it and they dissolve? Is that them?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the leeches, yeah. They try to suck everything, all the blood out of you. But a lot of times they'll just go away on their own. Like you'll be like, oh, it's been 3 weeks. I haven't heard from this person. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, God. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Wish you well. Bye. So yeah, we just gotta know what we want. Like know what you want for yourself in 2026. Know what you really want. Not what your kids want, not what your partner want. Know what you want.
What you want for you.
Yeah, what do you want for you? Like sit in silence and really try to figure that out because if you don't like where you are, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. But you the only person that can also help get yourself out of the
Oh yeah,
situation.
that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the key point is ask for help because if you can't do it by yourself. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. You can't. Everybody needs help at some point in their life. Nobody does it alone. Like I remember my kids were little and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I'm a single parent." I said, "No, no, no. No, you're not. You got the teachers helping you. You got the crossing guards helping you. You got a whole lot of people that's helping you. None of us do it alone. So if you don't know how, ask a person who does. Ask a person, how can you get from where you are to where you want to be? And know that it takes time. You didn't get like this overnight. It's not going to be like this. And then your life change. Set realistic goals because some people don't. Somebody told me the other day they want to be a millionaire in 2026. I said, well, anything is possible with God, but could you at least give yourself a 3 to 5 year plan? I mean, it is possible.
They can hit the lottery, they can have a major, even with a major lawsuit, it takes time. So it is sometimes a year.
Oh,
So it's literally not like, okay, over the night you about to get $1 million
no,
settled. No, right.
anything is possible. I believe in that. But could you make a 3 to 5 year plan too? Like, can we do both? Can we do both?
Yeah.
So just yeah, come on. If you want things to change, you got to change. It's nobody else's fault. It's your fault. Anything that go wrong in my life, it's my fault. It's my fault. So ask for help.
Accountability. That's definitely start that now. Start taking accountability now and ask for help because I definitely take accountability for everything that's happened in my life. I'm never gonna be like, oh, it's because da da da. It has been some things, but I could have gotten help instead of continue to let that sore fester and get bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's right. That's right. Don't let shame, pride, type A. Hey, hey, that's me. Don't let that stop you because
Trust,
lack of trust,
control, yeah, control.
control. Ooh, the control thing. Yeah, yeah. I'd be praying about that every day.
Something 100% wrong with her, but one thing we will say, we do wish everyone success
Yes.
in the best
Yeah.
and for you to make changes. She said send her email. You can send me email or send me an email. Don't DM me because sometimes I look at those DMs and I'll be like, what do they want? But send
Don't me
me,
because you're never gonna get an answer.
yeah, because the thing of it is, I have a lot of people that are pitching about, they can make my business grow or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mm. But I do respond, so don't think that I don't, because I will respond. Um, so you can DM, you can try. I am gonna turn my phone sideways to see if I can read your message before I actually open it. But
Okay.
yeah, so send us, 'cause I'm telling you, I'm so open to, and I've always been. I'm a person that loves to help people, and I love to see people grow, and I love people being the best version of themselves because life is hard, but it's only as hard as you allow it to be if you don't take the steps.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm the same way. I'm all about helping women get ahead, especially women of color, because so many barriers have been put in place so that we don't succeed. So many barriers have been put in place so that we're fighting each other over nonsense. And I ain't got time for that. I'm about helping whoever wants the help. Because again, what I want for myself, I want for all of you. And that's to just be successful and happy in your own skin and living that life that God put you here to live. And it's possible. It is possible. You got to believe it. It's possible and take the steps. And I promise when you get to the finish line, you'll be like, dang, why didn't I do this sooner? No, that's how I was. I was like, oh, like the first step was the hardest. Then you get there and you're like, the hell was wrong with me? I wasted all that time.
But you
What?
weren't ready though.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't
You weren't
ready.
ready.
I was mad at myself for not being ready. I suffered for nothing. Like what the H? What the H, man? Come on. But you know what? That's just what happens when you're not ready. So if you are ready to make that
Where
change,
can they find you? Where can they find you? Drum roll.
well, CoachTamika.com. I am on social media, but if you DM me, I probably won't see it because people be thirsty in them DMs and I ain't got time. Or you can send an email at Coach Tamika at LloydHealthRevolution.com. I do answer all of my emails. So whenever you're ready, if you don't know where to start, we can map out a plan and get you where you need to be so that this time next year, you look back and you be like, dang, look how far I made it. Another year. Look what I did in a year. So yay. I
Yeah,
always love being here with you, Lejeune.
I love you, man. I tell you, Tamika is like my bestest, greatest friend that has been there for me through so much. And I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for riding with me because, it's been a turbulent ride, but hey,
It's been worth it. It's been
it
fun.
it is, and like I said, watching where we started and where we are now, and it's just like, dang, only known this chick for 5 years.
Have you?
Yeah, 5 years, but I love you, thank you, and um yeah. If I keep going, I get emotional, and yeah, we
I'll get emotional and we both be so good crying. Maybe it's too crazy.
but thank you so much. And I appreciate you, and I look forward to having you on in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, we are going to have Tamika is going to be my co-host and also a panelist with two other amazing ladies that I previously had on. Derica Ross and Nick LaProsperous. We're going to talk about health, wellness, and mindset because the holistic body, and that's what the areas we work in. Just getting everybody in that mindset to start now instead of let's wait to January 2nd because January 2nd may not be promised to all of us. So
That's right.
just just be realistic with it and think about that. So I'm excited about that.
Mm.
And also have coming up Browning. She's gonna be amazing. So we actually have to do something with her, Tamika. She does sound baths and she does yoga.
Oh,
And she does like the sheet where people are in it with the sound bath with the yeah. So yeah.
love
So I'm excited about because I just believe we just need so much encouragement and healing right now. So you guys can find me at lejeunesingleton.com. You can find me on social media. Until next time, mind, health, and wellness with Lejeune. Have a great rest of the week.
it.